A January military raid in Yemen that cost Navy SEAL Ryan Owen his life is now being touted as a significant intel success story. After President Trump drew fire for inviting Owen's widow to his first address to the nation, Pentagon officials said on Thursday the special op yielded significant intel, leading them to locate and monitor hundreds of terrorists. Government officials also said SEAL Team 6 seized terabytes of intelligence from computers as well as cell phones that are being reviewed by the National Media Exploitation Center near Washington, D.C. They report the computers disclose safe havens, explosives manufacturing locations, training facilities, as well as targets. Defense Department spokesperson Adam Stump said, quote, "There is one outstanding investigation surrounding the January 29th raid in Yemen, an investigation to determine the details surrounding the death of Chief Special Warfare Operator William Ryan Owens. And there is also a civilian casualty credibility assessment to determine if a further investigation is needed."
First, based on the intelligence that was gleaned, we saw for the first time in the Trump administration an uptick. He actually did more hits per day than former President Obama in Yemen. We saw 30 airstrikes from both manned and unmanned aircraft in Yemen, and it was based allegedly off of the information that was gleaned for this raid. So you're seeing that action was taken, and now the White House is responding in kind.
Let's go back to the raid. Tell me what went wrong, because this seemed to be a very well-planned operation that fell apart rather quickly.
Yes. This raid was planned for more than 6 months. The military, the SEALs, they planned down to absolutely every detail. And what I want to, I'm just going to read a quick quote here from what an intelligence officer was saying what went wrong. Almost immediately, the raiding force on the ground took instant fire, according to the briefing paper. Occupants of the targeted house and its compound, along with their guard force, moved to separate clusters of houses nearby where families, including women and children, were staying. Armed women fired on the U.S. and Emirati forces. So what the military, and I spoke with the Defense Department this week, what their feeling is that there was leaked information, and they were waiting for our special operators to go in, because the cache of information was so important to them, because as we said in the lead-in, that we got safe havens, we've got future plans, we've got targets that they're looking at. And I just want to make clear, none of those plans so far that have been disclosed have been for hits inside the United States. They've been more for the West. But in any event, this is going after a terrorist organization and AQAP and al-Qaeda that are the most deadly parts of all of this, and we've gone after them before.
So what do we do moving forward? Are there any new investigations?
Yeah, there are going to be some new investigations, because I think what you've got is Congressman Devin Nunes here from California. He has said that the leaks that came out about this raid in specific are criminal. So you've got him he's going to within his community, he's going to be bringing and pushing for the investigators to look to figure out, pinpoint where these leaks came from. Because when you're planning an operation like this, the Navy SEAL team, they are so secretive, and they're small, and they're so clustered that they usually run their operations where nobody else in the military even knows what they're doing. They might get a phone call and say, hey, we've got some guys that are dropping in, but that's all that they get. So this is an indication that something went really wrong, and then the U.S. government is taking this very seriously to figure out where this leak came from.
And I'm sure.
However, an underreported part of the investigation centers on 3 Pakistani brothers who held security clearances and worked for Democrats in the House Intel IT department. According to U.S. Capitol Police, the Awan brothers have been placed under investigation at the request of members of Congress, including disgraced DNC chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Investigators are looking into whether classified or sensitive material may have been illegally obtained. For more information on this story and others, visit thekdreport.com, and remember, news is more than a soundbite.